Hello guys, girls, and dank memers, the Squire here. Today we're going to look over Cloud9's incredible reverse sweep against Gravity, and specifically, how their picks and bans helped engineer their success. The most important thing we need to look at is the difference between the first two drafts and the last three. By doing this, we can find where Cloud9 went wrong in the games they lost, and how they fixed it. Starting with the first draft, we can look at what Cloud9 did well, and what was not so good. The team comp we are looking at is Rumble top, Amumu jungle, Diana mid, Tristana AD carry, and Karma support. This draft isn't horrible and does some things really well. Thanks to Amumu and Diana, their team has fantastic hard engage, a crucial part of most comps. Also, a well-placed equalizer from Rumble on top of Amumu's Curse of the Sad Mummy gives a strong teamfight presence to Cloud9. And lastly, Karma's ability to choose fights for the team is very important. A mantra'd E can lead the team on a charge in a battle, or disengage from a bad situation. Now on to where the draft fell flat. Outside of Amumu, the comp has little to no hard CC, making it difficult to lock down Gravity's carries. As well as the fact the team does not have a strong front line, with the jungler being the only tank. And finally, while Trist and Diana have decent wave clear, they cannot really keep up with the siege from Victor and the rest of Gravity. Overall, the draft was pretty well put together. It had spots for improvement, but Game 1 really was decided by in-game play and decision-making. Now on to Game 2. Cloud9's comp this game is close to the last, with now Lulu top and Yasuo mid. While some parts of the draft are the same, the strengths and weaknesses have varied a little bit. So what does this draft have going for it? Returning from last game, we have the much-needed hard engage from Amumu, as well as the ability to choose fights with Karma. Another interesting aspect of this team is the ability to counter-engage. The team has the power, through things like Lulu's Wild Growth and Amumu's Curse of the Sad Mummy, to take fights and turn them on their head. Unfortunately, many of the same issues still exist in this draft. Now there are some knockups mixed in, but the team lacks reliable, hard CC overall, and while Lulu helps keep people alive, there still isn't a great front line. All of that mixed with lackluster wave clear caused some serious holes in the comp. While the draft changed a little bit, it did not fix the problems that existed Game 1. Granted, much of it came down to in-game play, but there were still issues that could have been addressed. Next is Game 3, where we can start to see what led Cloud9 to success. With a complete change in team comp, Game 3 consists of Maokai top, Shyvana jungle, Orianna mid, Varus AD carry, and Braum support. Besides playing better in-game, the draft here was much better. Possibly the best improvement is the solid front line. Having two fantastic tanks, Braum with his shield and Maokai with his vengeful Maelstrom, allowed C9 to have solid battle lines and a protected backline to deal out damage. The front line, paired with the poke and disengage comp of Orianna and Varus, provided to be well put together and very powerful. And lastly, an adaptation of earlier drafts, this comp was filled to the brim with CC, a much needed improvement. Although this comp was better and net them their first win of the series, there were still some issues. This team had a solid front line, but did not have a major damage threat. Varus, Orianna, and Shyvana all put out decent damage, but none are really considered major carries on their own. Along with this, there was no major form of engage. Yes, Varus ult, Braum ult, and Maokai can all start fights, but there was no real reliable hard engage. Laning for Cloud9 was also a bit suspect. No lane was truly strong or could dominate their lane opponent for any sort of advantage. This draft was a step in the right direction. The most important thing to note is the fact that they fixed some of their issues from the first two games and had better CC and front lines. Game 4 sees some slight tweaks to the draft with Kha'Zix jungle and Victor mid lane. These slight changes helped a great deal and produced possibly the best draft of the series. Once again, we see a powerful front line consisting of Braum and Maokai, which is incredibly important to Cloud9's success. This draft also provides tons of AoE and zone control from Victor, Varus ult, and Braum ult. This is incredibly important when it comes to team fights. Also, the addition of Kha'Zix and Victor did a great job at providing major damage threats, which was missing from the team last time. This comp was probably their best, but it did have its flaws. Similar to the last comp, there was no true form of hard engage, which could have cost them. Also, the major carries here are both immobile, and with the engage potential from Gravity, their positioning was very key. And, for the last point, Gangplank's split push had no real answer, so if he got going, there could have been some serious trouble. For this series, I give this draft MVP. It fixed many of their previous points and played to Cloud9's strengths. Sneaky and Incarnation were able to use their carry potential, and Balls and Lemon played a fantastic meat wall. Another full revamp in Game 5 has Cloud9 playing Shen top, Elise jungle, Azir mid, Ashe AD carry, and Janna support. While Cloud9 does finish off the series with 5 new champions, they stick to the things that brought them success. This game, by having Shen and Janna, Cloud9 has a great set of protection, allowing Incarnation and Sneaky to do their thing. Also, by fitting Janna and Azir together, they are able to consistently reset the fights with their ults, allowing the DPS to really shine through. And once again, they have a really strong front line in Shen and Elise, who help provide the protection that we mentioned before. Now, let's look at the problems with their final draft. Outside of an Ashe arrow, Cloud9's Engage is very weak and can be easily missed or dodged. And, while their DPS was very high, the amount of major AoE provided was quite low. And lastly, on track with the point about Engage, Cloud9 had no reliable hard CC. Yes, Cocoon, Shen Taunt, and Ashe's Arrow are all great, but they have to hit first. Now that we've looked at all their drafts, we can get an idea of what helped Cloud9 pull off their amazing reverse sweep. Well, was it just 2 bad drafts that put Cloud9 behind? Not necessarily. The first 2 drafts were not horrible, but they didn't really play to Cloud9's strengths either. The biggest thing for Cloud9 is having a strong front line. This gives Sneaky and Incarnation time to output damage, and things will just go well from there. Also, give them time to adapt. This team does an amazing job at adapting mid-series and staying calm under pressure, as obviously demonstrated here. And finally, they played to the strengths of their team comp extremely well. The last 3 games they had no reliable engage and instead played in certain ways to cover that weakness. So congratulations to Cloud9 and good luck at Worlds. Also, it was a great set by Gravity and I can't wait to see more next year. Thanks to everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little insight of Cloud9's picks and bans. Feedback is super important to me because I'm always looking to get better, so let me know what I did good and what I didn't do so well. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.